Okay, my friends, so let's get just some solutions. Let's make the quiz bigger too so we can actually see it better. There we go, that's a little better. All right, so just some fun data with eggs. It's basically just a quiz to make sure we know how to do the mechanics of a confidence interval, but more importantly, should we? That's the other thing too, is we got all these tools that are available to us, but you know, just like Jeff Goldblum told us in Jurassic Park, just because you can do something doesn't mean you should. So, we got some egg data here. This is fabulous. Create a histogram of these data in Excel. All right, so I'm gonna copy and paste into Excel. There's your, I'm gonna just make a new tab in the Excel calculator. One thing that's kind of annoying about Excel's histogram generator, you may have noticed this actually, is that I don't know why this is. It all needs to be in one column in order to work. So you probably figured this out, I'm assuming. I may have even told you. So I'm just gonna do some weird little pasting shenanigans here to get it all into one column. I was going to put it in one column on your quiz, but it fits better on the paper this way. Okay, delete. All right, so now I can make a histogram. Here's our egg weights. Insert histogram. There they are. Okay, it looks a little bit goofy right there. Let's format the axis and give it some more bars. Maybe make it 5 bars. Oops, turn your number lock on there, Sean. Maybe 10. It's only 12A or 14A. Okay, so you know it's not as skewed as it looks with fewer bars. When you have like 2 bars, it looks highly skewed. But when you start breaking it out into a number of bars, maybe 9, see, it doesn't look that bad when you start breaking it out. Yeah, and the more bars, like 10's a little silly, but at the same time, you know, with 14 eggs, that's not a terrible. Okay, so then that prompted the next question, which was, you know, is it bell-shaped enough? And who knows, right? Like, what does that even mean? What does it mean to be bell-shaped enough? Well, that's what I kind of did a deep dive in with this quiz. So hopefully you watched the video, and we're going to do the skew and the kurtosis. So we'll do that for these data. So we'll label them skew and kurtosis. The skew value equals skew. The skew is about 0.8, and the kurtosis, it's just Kurt actually. Kurt is 0.66, and if I recall, both the skew and the kurtosis values ranged from -1 point something to +1 point something, which means even though our little histogram here is not super duper symmetric, or at least it doesn't appear to be super duper symmetric, it's not so asymmetric to believe it couldn't be from a symmetric population. And the kurtosis tells us that the tails are close enough to the correct thickness to look basically like a bell curve. If that sounds like a weird thing to say, it is. It's a very strange thing to say, but it's the kind of thing statisticians have to deal with. All right. And then we watch the video here and here. Yes, the answer to 4 is yes, they are. And then we are going to keep going here. We're going to create the 95% confidence interval, which means we need the average, and the standard deviation. Average of all these. We've got an average grammage of about 69.57. And we've got a stadiv of about 5. I should probably, since these things are rounded off to the nearest whole number, I should probably round these off to, I'm going to call that 7 and 5, and then walk over here and call it 7 and 5, and we have 14 data points. And the confidence interval I come up with is it's somewhere between 67, and because again, my precision is only to 1 decimal, I think I'm going to go to 1 decimal here, or excuse me, to no decimals, whole number. So I think I'm 95% confident that the weight of eggs in the general population is going to be between 67 and 73 grams. And the question then is, what does that tell us? Does it appear the population's eggs weigh on average 70.9? Well, check it out. If we go back to our interval, 70.9 is in that interval, is it not? So there is no reason to believe they're not. There's no reason to believe they're not, because that 70.9 is within the interval. Sweet. All right.